Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Sister Annabelle Ines from Zambia. If you're a returning subscriber, I said thank you so much for returning. And if you're a new subscriber, I said thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Hope you're going to like the information you'll be getting from this channel. So basically, this channel is created for us to know diseases, to know more about diseases that affect our relatives. So if you have any disease that you want to know about, please drop it in the comment section and I will present it one day if I've not yet presented it. So without wasting your time, today we are talking about dysentery. I hope almost everyone have heard about dysentery. So today we want to know what it does to our body. So without wasting your time, I'll go direct into the presentation. Definition: what is dysentery? So dysentery is an infectious gastrointestinal disease characterized by passing blood-stained diarrhea, tenesmus, and fever. Dysentery is an infectious disease of gastrointestinal characterized by passing blood-stained diarrhea, tenesmus, and fever. Epidemiology: dysentery is common in poor and clouded communities. Poor and clouded communities. Types of dysentery: we have two types of dysentery, which is bacillary dysentery and amoebic dysentery. Under bacillary dysentery, this is an acute infectious GIT condition caused by Shigella species. So these Shigella species may be Shigella dysentery, Shigella boyd, Shigella soni. All these are Shigella species. And then under amoebic dysentery, this is an infectious disease caused by a protozoa called Entamoeba histolytica. Entamoeba histolytica. The reservoir of this Entamoeba histolytica, it's human, but it can also found in animals. So having said the types of dysentery, we're going direct into the pathophysiology. So I'm going to say the two pathophysiology into Shigella or Shigellosis and into amoebiasis. So I start with Shigella dysentery. Once the bacteria is ingested and managed to escape the stomach media, it enters the intestine and prefers the large intestine. In the intestines, it will cause invasion of the mucosa. This will lead to abdominal pain. The abdominal pains, this coupled with the production of enterotoxins, which will cause damage to the mucosa by inflammation. The latter causing ulcerations. The ulcers are called snail track ulcers. They account for blood-stained in the stool, which is due to the rupture of blood vessels. The ulcers will quickly heal but can easily be broken with secondary infection. They later heal, leaving scars, and inflammation, leaving scars. The inflammation will lead to stimulation of peristaltic movement, which accounts for small frequent bowels and also leading to the production of mucus. This mucus will account in the stool. When the inflammation is extended to the rectum, then tenesmus comes in. Fever is due to the infection. Diarrhea and other signs and symptoms will come in. So what they are saying in Shigella species of dysentery is when you ingest the Shigella, one of the Shigella species, it will go in the stomach. In the stomach, it will try to survive the acidic nature of the stomach. Then it will go to the lungs, to the intestines. So when it reaches the intestines, it will attach itself to the lining mucosa of the intestines. There it will release toxins. These toxins, they will cause damage. They will they will cause damage to the lining mucosa, and they will cause production of mucus. So the damage, that's the result of blood stained stool that we see, and the mucus in the stool that we see. Fever comes in due to the presence of infection. So in amoebiasis, I'll read the pathophysiology in amoebiasis. Then once someone ingests a cyst which is resistant to gastric acid, it will reach the intestines. When it reaches the intestines, it arches into trophozoites, and then in the trophozoites invades to the lining mucosa, causing inflammation, ulcers, mucus production, and passing of blood-stained stool and abdominal pains. Via the lymphatic channel, the cyst may be carried out to the liver and causes abscess to the liver. It can be also carried through the bloodstream to other parts of the body. So in amoebiasis, the pathophysiology is saying when you ingest the cyst survives the acidic nature of the stomach, so it doesn't need to stress. It will just go direct to the large intestines. When it reaches the large intestines, it's going to hatch, so that those entamoeba histolytic can come out. When those protozoas come out, the parasites come out, they'll attach to the mucosal lining. When they attach to the mucosal lining, they'll cause the damage, the mucus production, yes, and then the fever, and the other cysts will be carried out from the intestine through the lymphatic or via the lymphatic channel to the bloodstream. In the bloodstream, they will go, when they lodge to the liver, they will cause the abscess to the liver. Yes, abscess to the liver. And then when they go to the brain, of course, brain damage, and they can cause other problems to other parts where they are going if they are not managed properly and fast. So those are the two pathophysiology of the amoeba and the Shigella. So having said the pathophysiology, the mode of transmission is person-to-person transmission, drinking contaminated food or water, and then you can also have fecal oral route. This is the mode of transmission. Then signs and symptoms of dysentery, they can be mild diarrhea, which will later on be severe. They can be headache, they can be fever due to infection, they can be frequent. They can be frequent of blood mucoid stool. Then they can also be tenesmus. Tenesmus is the urge to void, but nothing is coming out. Then they can be chills and sweat. They can be abdominal pain or abdominal tenderness. Then they can be skin loss of skin turgor. They can be sunken eyes. Then they can be body malaise, dehydration, electrolyte imbalance, even convulsion in an advanced state or case, in an advanced case. So that's what happens. Those are the signs and symptoms if you have dysentery. So let's do the investigation. We are going to investigate these people. So if one comes with all these signs and symptoms, we are going to do history taking of blood stains. So we'll ask, have you seen any blood in your stool? Then they'll say yes, or they are not sure. Then we'll do the physical inspection of dehydration. We can do rectal swab for microscopic culture sensitivity. We can also do stool for microscopic culture sensitivity. We can do sigmoidoscopy. Sigmoidoscopy to review ulcers in the intestines. We can also do liver scan, which will review the abscess if the cyst has already caused the abscess in the liver. Then the treatment in Shigella, we can give ampicillin, the combination of ampicillin and septrin. So we can give ampicillin 500 milligram QID for 5 days. Then we can give septrin 960 milligram for 3 days. If there is no improvement, we can give nalidistric acid 500 milligram. We can give gentamicin 80 milligram. We can give chloramphenicol 500 milligram. We can give tetracycline 500 milligram. In amoebiasis, we can do the combination of Fragile and Septrin. Yes, so we can give Fragile 200 to 400 milligram, and then Septrin 2 tablets just to cater for the parasite. Then we can give furamide 500 milligram for 10 days just to cater for the eggs and the cyst. Then we can give also the combination of Fragile and chloramphenicol. Then if the patient has come with headache or abdominal pains, we can give paracetamol. Yes, we can do paracetamol. Then we can also give Valium. Yeah, if this patient has come with dehydration, we can give intravenous fluid, which is Ringer's lactase, as our fluid of choice. Then we can encourage the patient to rest. We encourage the patient to rest. So prevention is to improve environmental sanitation. We improve environmental sanitation. So good water supply, you boil water before you take them, then proper disposal of waste, and then we can cover the food before we take them, or warm the food before you eat. And then education for prevention, so we can have we can go to that area and educate them how to prevent it. And then we can also do early detection of the disease and treatment. So if we encourage people, if you see these signs and symptoms, come to the hospital and you have them treated fast, so that we prevent the further spread of the infection. So please, if you don't have proper sanitation, find where you'll be throwing your waste, cover your water, boil them before you drink, then warm food before you drink, wash hands after the toilet. We don't want this, because dysentery can kill, dysentery can cause organomegaly. So please, this was all about dysentery. Hope you've learned something. Don't forget to like it, subscribe, invite others, tell them to drop comments if you have any clarification or any questions to me. If you need to learn any condition, maybe your mama, your papa, your sister, your uncle, they are suffering from, please drop that in a comment section and I'll see that condition. If I've not yet presented it, surely I'm going to present it for you to know it better. So from me to you, it's bye and God bless you.